What's up, everybody? This is the John Pint Show, and here we go with a new installation of the John Pint Show.
How are you?
How was your day, Joe?
You know, medicine. As long as I'm medicated, you're gonna be all right.
Oh Lord, did you double up on your dose? Because we're gonna be here for a minute.
Well, I was out this morning. I was taking a walk through the park. You know, I seen this squirrel. Squirrel had on armor, and the squirrel was chasing a rabbit, and he caught the rabbit up against. Well, I ain't gonna tell you all the rest.
Here we go with the first song of this installation.
Should have asked you who it was because I need warning because.
No, this is Ice-T.
What up, Ice?
Yes. What's up, Ice-T? Remember when we went on tour with him?
Yeah,
cool
yeah,
brother,
yeah,
cool
yeah.
brother,
That's
cool
my man.
brother.
Yo, Ice,
Cool
what
brother.
up?
And he remembers us. That's the great thing about
Now,
it.
he remembered me. He kept asking me, yo, who that little short dude over there?
Whatever. I'm a dude now.
That was Bobby Brown.
Now this is the introduction. I think one of the introductions of Ice-T, and I will tell you, this is where we start to see
Cautionary tale
of gangster life,
Gangsta life.
not glorification, and that's why I dig Ice-T, because he kept it real, and he knew what he wanted to say and how to convey it, but he also knew that there was a downside to it. So I'm not going to glorify the lifestyle.
You look at Ice-T, right? When he came out, I mean, he'll tell you he wasn't no gangster, but he hung out around those kind of people.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when you become a product of your environment, you don't let your environment become you.
But what did you think about that video?
I liked it. You know, there's not much that Ice-T does that I don't like. You know what I mean? Because I'm a fan, so I might be a little bit, you know,
biased.
Yeah, biased, but. You know, I don't subscribe to that thing of keeping it real. You know, I don't even know what that is, but to me, he keeps it right. He ain't trying to be nobody but himself, and maybe it took a minute for him to find that. You know, because you can see like different songs. You know, but like I said, Ice-T today is not the Ice-T of 30 years ago.
The next song is Slick Rick.
Which one is this?
This is Children's Story, absolutely.
And this is a Bomb Squad produced album.
So you know it's the bomb.
You know what it is.
Yo, and Slick Rick, this was his first album. And when I tell you that it came out like I think 88, 87, 88, it was still rocking in the 90s.
It's a classic. It's a classic.
Absolutely. This is what you call a classic. When I hear Children's Story, no matter how many times I hear it, I love it. It's visual. You close your eyes, you can actually see it happen. That's the good thing about Slick Rick. He's known as a storyteller because he can actually make you visualize what's happening.
That's a classic album.
Absolutely. A classic album, for those that don't know, is an album that you can play front and back, back and front, and everybody can rock to it at any time from now to 2027, 83, whatever.
And it's not old school.
Right. It's classic.
All right, what's this? What's
the next song is Riff Raff. I have no idea who. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of the loop or something, but I don't know who this is.
Nah,
so
you
let's
ain't out
just
of the
listen.
loop.
Let's take a gander.
You ain't out of the loop. Oh Lord have mercy.
Okay, does this dude have cornrows?
See, this is what I'm saying.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
He looks like a fake Sean Paul. He looks like a fake Kid Rock, dude. Cornrows, pants sagging, disrespecting women and exploiting them, and then wearing gold chains and all that.
How you got a hip hop video and no black people in the video?
Because what he is that he's a complete
fraud.
And he also is perpetuating the stereotypes of hip hop. This is like this is like some Weird Al Yankovic stuff where you spoofing a particular song. He's now spoofing, right? But because he can't think that that's cool and not get his ass whipped.
No, he's dead ass serious. No, he's never gonna come to your neighborhood, so he ain't worried about you. Okay, he's way over the top. He's trying to be blacker than me.
But what is black? When you got it, when you look at it, this is what they think that is. This is what they think hip hop is. This is what's disrespectful.
No. When I say what I just said, I'm talking about the braids.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, and that's my point.
I'm talking about the style of clothing.
And that's my point. You become a farce.
What you think is hip.
Right, and that's my point. You become a farce because you are taking what you think is stereotypical and you're exploiting it, and it's so disrespectful that I want to smack you. You know what I'm saying?
If I catch you in the street, I'm gonna whip your ass, Riff Raff.
I'm just disappointed.
Did I say that?
If we can merge the two, the new and young people and the classic, and the pioneers together, then there's no limit to what hip-hop could accomplish politically, socially, and emotionally.
Divided, we will be
and
conquered.
economically. So again, we have to now take it back into our own hands to control what we actually created. If
Yes.
not, there will not be anything here for us.
And check this out. In parting, let me say this. Kids, just the kids, I want you to go to your mother's pocketbooks and get them little green things with them presidents on them and mail them to me. And I'm going to send you a postcard from Puerto Rico. I'm Jawel.
And I'm Half White.
And this has been the John Pike Show.
Thank you for tuning in.
Send money.
Peace.